Right, welcome back to Divinity Original Sins 2. We are playing Honor Mode Plus. Twice the enemies, twice the fun. We are. I'm very happy today because we are in the Reaper's Coast Act 2. We had an awesome legendary battle between the Magisters and some vermin folk that were kind of doing a royal rumble, and yeah, we double crossed both factions and ultimately killed everyone. So here we are in the midst of the city, and there's so much to do. There's just so much to do. I guess the very first thing that we could do is enjoying the amount of new talents and books that we gain. I don't want to steal from the merchants just yet, but I'd like to highlight as of how many skills you can effectively get. And probably we're going to buy just a really selection, a good selection of a couple of them. Number one, probably teleportation, because there's really no reason to not have it on almost every character, if not even on every character. So we are going to use that skill. There's another one which I'm interested in, which is Nether Swap. Here we go. He's already a little bit more expensive, but Nether Swap can make for some really good plays as well, and is cheaper than the classical teleport. So we're going to go for both of them. Even though it costs 1,600, we can easily regain the money by, for instance, selling a couple of our trash items. We currently have kind of placed everything on our ship. So for now, let's just buy these. And I'm going to use a new feature which I haven't used so far. Let me show you how the new feature would look like. Just 1 second, double checking. We do not need anything else. As from polymorph, also skin graft might be a thing. Like I really enjoy the skill, specifically for Losa, maybe one of the best skills, but she doesn't have polymorph yet, so might as well just leave it like that. We don't want to overdo it. Just really the most important skill. So that 1,600 gone. Let me show you one of the features that probably some of you are not aware about. If you hold Shift, you can put queue items on the sales list. In which case, we're like taking a couple of the ones that we do have, and a couple of the trash items. Our old two-handed weapon, of course. We're leaving the bow for now. Bones, the face ripper, as we do not really need it. And well, we keep the executioner's two-hand weapon. That's really good, and might as well use it a little bit later. The strange gem, oddly enough, is also something that is worthwhile selling. I'm not aware that you can effectively do something with it other than opening the doors, and that we have done already. So we put everything that we do not necessarily need for crafting onto our sales list, which we have almost completed. So this and this and this and this. So what we can do with that sales list now is we go back to the merchant, go into the sales mode, and how do I do that? I think offer all wares. No. How did I get the sales list? I think there was a shortcut. It always sucks if you try to show something and then it... There you go. We need to be on Sycon. Problem is kind of that Saigen doesn't have the bartering skill, which is fine for now. I'm not going to make a big fuss out of it. It's not that these items are like extremely useful, but maybe we can start putting everything that we do not need onto Lohse because she has the bartering skill. So, long story short, we effectively spent like 500 gold on 2 skills, and I'd like to use the skills as well. So Lohse was the one that is already knowing teleport. We give her nether swap as well. And we do have Beast, who's learning teleportation. So for Beast, teleportation can substitute maybe impalement, which is good, but teleportation is definitely the better skill. And it does not allow us to see the skill as long as we have the gloves on. So might as well put the gloves off. There you go. There's the teleportation. So he still has teleportation. As for Los, we're going to go with a little bit less damage and instead more utility focus. So Nether Swap, definitely a very, very good talent, which we're going to use on top of the teleportation. So we do have 2 teleports on her. Let's do one more check and see what are the gloves that we're currently wearing on our ranger. They are not justifying. They are not justifying to skip teleportation. Yes, you heard me correct. Like teleportation is like that good that you wouldn't want to skip it. It's really, really, really good, and that's kind of one of the things that I wanted to stronger build out the teleportation on almost all of the characters. I guess Saiken, as soon as we do have the second point, then Aerotheric could also go with the teleportation. For now, it's fine. We do have 3 characters, but the repositioning is a real thing here. Let's double check the other wares. Living on the Edge, definitely something that we might want to use for Saiken, is he cannot die as long as the Living on the Edge runs. So that's 1000 gold, moderately well invested. The rest is fine. Domination is also pretty good. I like it for our summoner. So there are a couple of good, and Soulmate, by the way, also a very nice skill. There are a couple of good skills also from the healing school. I like specifically the healing ritual, so AoE healing, and that one we might want to give a try. We could always craft the blank skill books with kind of our scrolls and the respective blank skill book. Which we are going to do just a little bit later. For now, it's fine. We are going to steal from these guys anyways. Like I said, for now, we don't need any of that. We are, as always, buying the very cheap items, the ones that we can use for crafting, specifically the arrows. Wait a second, did she have? No, she did not have any further items. We're going to steal from them maybe in 1 or 2 levels. For now, our equipment is still very much okay, and I'd like to keep it that way. You usually need to start stealing and or upgrading your equipment when you fall a little bit behind. So these here are all traders. I really highly emphasize to talk to all of them and see what they do have available. Specifically, since they update their inventory like every level when you level up, plus every time that that you're playing for 2 hours in a row, they would also level up. We need one more great hunter skill. Ballistic shot's probably the best hunter skill in the game, like from a pure damage perspective. So there is an argument to be made to buy that one, because she also is short on great skills. And boy, oh boy, am I looking into the direction of this bow. Like, that is 10 damage upgrade right there. And he certainly has a couple of really, really nice items. I'm not going to lie, that is almost tempting to completely rob him. But I said we wouldn't want to rob them like right away, so let's not do it. Phoenix Dive, also a great skill. So there are a couple of skills that we would want to have. For now, we're fine. Let's start maybe with a couple of the quests first, and then we can always come back. Like, we just opened the waypoint here, and our first quest is going to be here, the Magister's ship down there. The missing Magisters. Oh yeah, that's not here, but we can do it soon. Here's another beehive. Don't forget to loot all of the fish. We're going to use it later for the tavern, respectively for a pipe that is a pipe merchant that is residing beneath the tavern, and he's going to offer these wonderful yeah, smoking equipments, and you can mix up all of the tobaccos, and you will need void tainted fish for that. So all of this here is for free. This guy has money, but we don't need money yet. We'll get that in a second. Like 1 or 2 more levels, and then we're going to clean house here. For now, we're fine. You know what? I was just thinking, before we go with the quests here, since we have freed the Maester the last time, I just want to go in chronological order, okay? So we'll do that in a second. Let's start with the Maester up here. The Maester, as a reminder, was the woman that we have successfully freed from the Magisters. Good job, but there's more to the story than just freeing her. Matter of fact, she will teach us that there is way more to it. She will teach us the ways of the Source. And for that, we need to go into this house. She's going to explain us that she had been hunted, and she now asked us to go into the ground floor. We're only taking the important items with us, like nothing which is not having value at that stage. We can always steal money, so things that you can use for crafting, or things that have an inherent high value. No. Underneath the bed. That's where we need to look. Soap is always good. You should use it because we can create thievery tools out of it. Good, so let's double check. There's the button that we needed to press right behind the picture. And there we go. Let's good. And we're in the hideout of her. She's going to teach us a new skill, which is going to be incredibly helpful, which is called Spirit Vision. Spirit Vision, like I said before, is going to let you see deceased persons, and it will help you to get a couple of new quests and background info on what is happening. So first things first, another wonderful unlimited jug of source. There we go. Before we start with anything, I'd like to select and collect really all of the items. Pouch is good. These here are the notes of the Godwoken Ascension. That's what we need to do soon. It's kind of the starter to let us become real Godwoken. The ritual, so to speak. Now, we're going to look through all of that and find nothing. Couple of extra flasks. And the source orb, which is, by the way, really, really good. Do we have any armor? And runes. The source orb itself is wonderful because it offers you a source ability, which in his case we're not going to use, but in her case we're definitely going to use. Because for her, Mass Cleanse Wounds is a perfect skill. It's kind of like an AoE heal, but just like very, very powerful and potent. It costs a source point though. Good. Let's see. I think we have everything. She now tells us that we are going to be the next divine and that we will need to like kill everyone during our ascension. I must gather the necessary ingredients and carry out the ritual as soon as possible. I must place some blackroot in the ritual bowl and add some blood drawn from an obsidian lancet, and then burn the mixture and inhale the smoke it creates. So, let's see if we get everything together. First things first. We need our ritual bowl, which we should have picked up, hopefully. I am not seeing it. So let's get the ritual bowl first. There you go. Got ourselves the ritual bowl. And the way we're doing it now is must gather necessary blackroot in the ritual bowl. So combine blackroot with the ritual bowl, which should be right here. Good. Then we need to cut ourselves, which is effectively use. Zip. There you go. It has blood on it. And now we're combining both of it to make it a blooded bowl. And to finalize the ritual, we are putting this over here and start to burn it. Normal mortals would die, but not Syken. Syken is strong enough to survive all of that, and we're going to have a full-fledged hallucination as with good steady inhalation of drugs. Syken now understands being a god a little bit better. It means smoke some dope every now and then and gain superpowers. Good, we got the spirit vision. And the way I want to do it is I want to put it onto one of my buttons. So let's move all of that a little bit. Oh no. Let's move all of that a little bit. And matter of fact, we put the spirit vision in here because we will use it often, very, very often. Good. Our God tells us that he needs our help. He's in dire danger. He's dying because the void is consuming him. And on top of all of that, he has started combining his inner being with ourselves. So we're now kind of him to a certain degree. Good, everyone's like super surprised. Saigon, why can you survive inhalating that extreme hardcore dope? Wouldn't you die? The answer is obviously not, because get good. Here's her apprentice, who will tell us that she, matter of fact, was inhaling the same stuff and died by doing that. Good. We kind of concluded and agreed that the Maester told us, you know what? You need to find other powerful beings here, learn the aspects of the source. There are only a few sorcerers who can teach us. The Magister has records at the barracks nearby. We need to track down the sorcerers who can tutor us. A short spoiler, none of that can happen in the next couple of hours because we are too weak. We are simply too weak. All right. So that was the first task, and for now, a very annoying piece of the game starts when because the spirit vision only lasts for 10 turns, which means after that you need to recast it, and you need to really, 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 really often recast it. So that is very unfortunate. This here is our first contact. She's having a couple of really nice gloves. See, she was trying to steal from us. We are going to not only get the money back, but we're also getting her gloves, because she has wonderful gloves of stealing, thievery +2, which we will need. Speaking about which, before we now go into all of these buildings here, I still wanted to do all of the quests one by one. So let's start with the guys down at the harbor. Good. So he just, I think, gave us the Law and Order quest. Raymond told us to look after Magister Julian for orders if you wish to keep the cause. Dwarves are plotting to undermine the Magister, and yeah, we will follow that quest in a second. He now left off, which is fine. We have enough other quests to take care of for now. There is a large fish house or fish factory right down here, and that's going to be our first target. I think also a couple of our combats will happen down there. We need to slowly but surely start to take out each of the quests, and there will be a couple of harder fights also, which we need to save for the end. Maybe I'm even thinking about like getting a revenge on these Magisters, because they start to get on my nerves. So far we are fine on potions, but we find a lot of mushrooms that we can use to create even more potions. So in case we would run out, there's a sufficient supply of extra potions. So the story of this fish factory is twofold. Number one, There's one of the owners of this fish factory, a crazy kind of dwarf, who wants to test all of the tainted fishes, and we're going to help him with that by eating every single one of them. Sounds great, right? Good. We're taking the yellow fish, and not surprisingly, he's now teaching us one recipe, a herb mix, an easy one. Good. We're taking the red fish. Same thing happens. Good. And last but not least, we are asking with the third character. Good. We got a lot of herb mixes and great quest bonus. Good. That's number one. Could you please get out of the room, Magister Reed? I'd like to take a solid look here. Thank you. Later, buddy. So I said we're doing no stealing, but that doesn't mean that we can't look through all of these things. Matter of fact, the opposite is true. You should always look through these things. Very good. Well, time to make a run. That was successful. We got a couple of nice little things. So next up, I think we need to talk to. I think we need to talk to the Magisters here, or maybe it even works without talking to the Magisters. Matter of fact, the Magisters are seeking for a person that has stolen something that belongs to them, and they will tell you he's hiding somewhere. Now I will show you exactly where he is hiding, but first let's collect the fish. Lots and lots and lots and lots of fish. Perfect. Good. So the person that we're looking for is hiding in here. And there's a very, very easy way of solving that quest. So that's the guy I was talking about. Strange cargo. Higba is, let's close the door for a second. Higba is trusting us to lead him outside of Driftwood. If we can guide him safely, everything's going to be fine. And you know what? We're just teleporting. And he will now tell us that they hunted him for a scroll that he has given us. And he will also help us to gain... Wow, look at that. Maybe I should reconsider to indeed steal. Wow, that's really, really good equipment. Not necessarily the ones, they are also okay. But the armor is pretty damn nice. We are currently having 3 necromancy, which means we could lose 2 without having any problem, so might as well. Oh, we lost the shackles. Well, that is fine. The armor is so much better, so we can easily do without the shackles instead. Let's just get Heart of Steel. Yeah, let's just get Heart of Steel. That's fine. Which will give us some more defense. Putting it here. These are a couple of buffs. Okay, so that should have finished the quest. Oh, I see. He just provided some information. So that's Acid Spores, which is basically one of the new spells that he has gotten. We also got ourselves an artillery plan scroll, but as you can see, we do not yet have the blank books for Earth, which means we might want to do that just a little bit later. Because a blank book of Earth plus a scroll of a respective type would give you a full-fledged book. Good, we finished that quest and we're still like miles away from becoming level 11. I'll stop the video here and we go for a new one.